welcome, good morning. I will do proper good morning shortly. There's just a lot of alarm calling, and we've been following leopard tracks, and the leopard is very close by. I think it's Kunyuma. I think he's moving from where he was last night, which, as I said, was very close to camp. And you can hear all the guinea fowl alarming. Very upset guinea fowl. And good morning, Kunyuma. Oh, please climb to the top of that termite mound at the sunrise. And this is how I like to start my mornings. So, morning everyone. I've got Brian on me with camera today. Alex is with Mark on the other vehicle. And Andrew's in FC. Oh, what a great start to the morning already. So while we're still at camp, we could hear those guinea fowl alarm calling. So the Juma game drive vehicle said he's going to check this side of the clearings, and we check the other side, and here he is. Morning, morning. Thanks very much. Oh, they were going mad right next to camp, and I think we were just behind him. We saw the tracks going across the road.
Yeah, we also hit the guinea fowl from camp, so we came up to check, and then Shaw picked up his tracks on the road, and as we picked up the tracks, the guinea fowl just exploded. What's his name? Is it Quarantine?
No, this is Kunyuma. Quarantine's brother. He's quite a strange leopard. He does weird things. He snarls constantly. He'll be lying flat for 20 minutes, and suddenly he just goes, and then yesterday, he was lying down. He runs straight up to the side of the car like a kitten. Boom, boom, and then just stops next to you and goes, and then walks away. Yes, yeah. He jumps like a kitten. It's like a very playful leopard. Climbs up dead leadwoods to the top of the branches where they break. He's my favorite so far since I've been here. So, the streak continues. What day is this now? 17?
17.
Or 18? Could be 18.
Might be 18.
All rolling into one at the moment. I'm very, very excited to have, we've got our favorite leopard this morning. Or my favorite leopard. So, Mr. Kunyuma on the move again, except this time it's being a little bit kinder so far in walking down the road. We're not 100% sure. It could even be quarantine, but it's more than likely Kunuma just from where the tracks. He came straight over that drainage line where we lost him this morning. Where we lost him last night.
It's easier for them. You know, they...
Oh, here we go. There's monkeys alarming down at Philemon's Dip. They could, I'm not sure whether they spotted him. Trying to see where the monkeys are. We've still got him. He's just moving through the block. Confirm he's still on it. Puppy. You see him?
Yeah. Down straight ahead of us.
Still got him?
Yeah.
I've lost him.
Right there. Oh, this bush.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Leopard with the sunrise. It's walking. Almost due east now. And yeah, the monkey's alarming. I think they've spotted him. Sorry, go again. Looks like you might head down towards Ingwe Alley, as Scott likes to call it. Heading straight east into the sunrise. Okay guys, we're going to keep following this leopard. I'll try to figure out exactly who it is as soon as I can see his face. Until then, we're just going to cross over to Mark quickly, see what Mark's got. So over to Mark.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Elephant. And lots of elephant children. And well, welcome to another side of Djuma. Apart from the cats, we have the most incredible experiences here sometimes with these magnificent beings. We're now surrounded. We've got a lot of the herd up in front of us. And this big female. Hello, madam. Quite remarkable. Speechless. Heard a lot of rumbling there. That was quite some vocalizing that was going on between two of the bigger females. Still another female coming past us now. Not a very big cow. She's probably one of the younger cows, trying to catch up with her. Looks like her son. Is wonderful. And let's see if we can stay with them. I know Brent has got a leopard, so we're going to try and alternate between the two, elephants and leopards. Well, good morning everyone, my name is Mark and Alex is on camera with me this morning. Couldn't really talk too much when she was right next to me. I didn't want to disturb her with my voice. And beautiful blue sky, lovely sunrise. Not much cloud in the sky to give the sky a little bit of colour like it did yesterday. But every day is different, every day is a beautiful day. As they say in the classics, another beautiful day in Africa. Welcome to this part of Africa, South Africa. This is Djuma Game Reserve and Kruger National Park, the Greater Kruger National Park. This is a herd of elephant that were probably at Djuma Waterhole or Gowrie Dam. Earlier this morning they were making their way south from the dam. And at this pace they'll actually leave Djuma in about half an hour or so, if they are heading straight south. Time to pick today's fly spotters. Did you get one? Alex asked me yesterday, why worry bush for anything else? Well, it's quite important that when you pick up something that's going to be used for a while, that the leaves don't come off. And the one wonderful thing about the guarri, they've got exceptionally hard leaves, a little bit leathery, they're quite hard, they're not very palatable. So of course the guarri doesn't need thorns because it's not utilized very much. Things occasionally eat them. The branches have been used extensively in fighting fires. I personally have used them in firefighting. And well, the leaves stay for a long time. It's good to use as a swish, a fly swish. Well, we're getting a little bit more open now. Maybe we'll get to see some of the youngsters. Beautiful morning light on elephant. I couldn't wish for a better way to start a day than this. Oh, there was a pearl-spotted owl that just flew. It's gone. Sorry, Ellen. I saw it just too late. I'm looking at, oh, there we go. There's one of the mums and one of the little ones. Let's just wait for them. The whole herd's going to come past. We'll be able to count. Look at that. Hello, little girl. There is an ellie here that's got a floppy ear. There is one of them. I wonder if maybe they're going to eventually get to Twin Dams. All in a line. The matriarch up front with all the children around her. Has an ellie ever touched Mark? Who was that, Andrew? Carolyn. Saying, we're not allowed to touch the ellie. It's not so much I'm not allowed to, it's just not a good thing to do. I think I could have probably touched that big cow that was standing behind us a little while ago. Was it her, maybe? He's just making sure we... See, she's the rear guard. She's making sure we don't follow. Sending the children up front. Rumbling at me. Saying something I don't quite understand. I don't know if she's just talking to the matriarch. Carolyn was asking if an elephant has ever touched me. Not friendly, no. It's come close. Well, yes, actually there has been. There's been a baby elephant that I had once upon a time that was abandoned What has she got on her nose? Her trunk. A little piece of buffalo thorn. I thought it might have been an insect. Some buffalo thorn leaves on her trunk. She's definitely stopping me from carrying on following the herd. About 19 years ago now, in the central part of the Sabi Sand, there was a young elephant that I used to spend time with, and I had some interactions with it. Sadly, it was eaten by lion before we could establish what was wrong, or before we could do anything about it. I'm not going to be able to move right now closer. I mean, I can still see the rest of the herd just around the corner up ahead. Trees breaking. But I'll have to wait until she goes and joins the rest of the herd before we try and get further. She does seem to be making sure that we don't, I think that's what I'm reading from her, she's watching us. In Tanzania, in Selous Game Reserve, when I used to manage this camp in the Selous Game Reserve, I lived with elephants in camp virtually 24 hours a day, big bulls. In fact, I've got some photographs of an elephant I've often spoken about, if anyone's interested. An elephant that was called Joseph. I managed to find some old photographs. There were no digital cameras in those days. And while I never touched him, there was another young elephant that would come to where I stayed, and on the odd occasion I picked clay off of his rump when he was standing behind me, or I was behind him rather. He'd stand with his rump to me. But other than that, the only time that I've really had physical contact with an elephant was in very pleasant circumstances, and I guess I was lucky to walk away from that. But I make a point of not trying to touch them. I know that I do very often when they come by and they get pretty close. I put my hand up in a greeting, almost as though it were a trunk stretching out. And I guess there's always part of me that hopes that an elephant is going to stretch forward. I have a friend who did that with a young elephant, and she touched his hand, and then she wrapped her trunk around his wrist, and then she tugged just gently and he tugged back, and it was quite an amicable gesture that took place. But difficult to do things like that, and because of what other humans can do. It's all very well us being very friendly, and it's all very well us having this passion and this understanding, but there's so many people out there that won't behave the same way, and so it's not right to do that with an elephant. But we're going to go back to Brent. I think Brent's found himself in a better position, so we'll see you in a little while. I'm going to see what we can do, follow these ellies a little bit. They've slowed down and they are feeding, so they'll be around for a little while, and I'll see you shortly.
Morning, welcome back, guys. We still haven't been able to get a really good view of the leopard's face, but he's not really acting like Kunyuma. But once we get a better view, he's just stopped in some long grass now, just having a bit of a clean. It'd be quite interesting if it is not Kunyuma in quarantine. That means they were both in that same drainage line last night. mean, this leopard was less than, probably walked 50, 60 meters away from our camp early this morning. That's when we heard the guinea fowl alarm calling. Just having a brief rest. I'm pretty sure it'll start moving again. Going to be a bit of a stinker of a day, I think. Quite hot. I think it's going to be quite hot today. Morning. I'm my daughter Ingwe, 2 stations here in the block between Philemon's Catline, Twin Dams and Quarantine, and Columbia and Love somewhere on Twin Dams. So it seems that you guys think it's Quarantine, a black tip on the tail. I'm afraid I haven't spent enough time with him to notice those things yet, but just from his general behavior, I think you guys could well be right, which is quite interesting. It means, where did Kun Yuma go? We might have to go look a bit later. Oh, elephants in the distance. I think those might even be the elephants that Mark had, just judging from where he said he was. Still preening. get a look at a spot animal. It's just not in the best spot for the best view at the moment. I was always hoping for a bit of a longer track this morning. Oh, there we go. I think you might get moving again. You got him? Yeah. You have to go around this. Going through those monkey orange thickets again. Yeah, got him. Just stand by, we're about to have a very good visual. He's about to walk right next to the vehicle. Oh, he's gone just behind us. He might come around.
You see the 2 spots in the smudge.
2 spots and squads. Quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quarantine, so that's pretty interesting. I wonder where Kunuma is. Oh, there he is. Right behind Brian. Morning, Craig. 2 stations with my daughter Ingwe in the block between Quarantine Twin Dams and film on the cut line, but closer to Twin Dams side. And somebody involved somewhere on Twin Dams Road. It looks like Quarantine. Guys, while we're still following Quarantine through the thick bush, we're gonna cross across to Mark and see what he's got there.
Interesting greetings. I think we've got 2 family groups coming together, or maybe even more. A couple of different family groups coming together. Little boys sparring, and a third playing referee. I think that's the young female that's playing referee. Try and move a little bit further up. They've all slowed down now. They've all reached this relatively thick vegetation along the Milwaukee River. Rather dense. A lot of buffalo thorn, which they seem to be feeding on. A lot of grasses. And, well, so much for the sparring session. This little girl, spoil sport, broke it up. Hello, child. I don't know if I could explain, or I could quite describe that they continue to engage in their normal behavior. They're feeding, there's youngsters are playing. That's actually a young female and a young bull that were pushing heads. An incredibly peaceful setting. We are literally surrounded. We've got elephants on all sides of us, and it's one of those times when you just don't know where to look first. And I think I'm going to try and move a little bit forward again. Be interesting to see if they get to Chelapan. There's a bit of mud there, and at the rate that they're moving now, it might be warm enough that maybe there'll be a couple of them splashing in the mud. I'm going to stay with them as long as I can. Alright, let's go back to Brent. I think there's some leopard action going on. There I go. We're heading towards Chelapan. We're just a little bit north of Chelapan. We just passed that track that comes from Philemon's Dip.
Welcome back, guys. You missed a little bit of excitement. A buffalo chased the leopard, but he managed to evade it, as you can see. And he's walking straight towards where we heard all those elephants trumpeting earlier. So he might get chased again. Good morning, Mr. Q. Oh boy. Copy, thanks. You got him still, bro?
Yeah.
Where? Okay, cool. Got a very skinny little, with a big hole. They still come behind us. How's my signal while I'm stopped? Okay guys, so he's coming to the edge of a drainage line here. He's just smelling something in the grass there. Isn't that beautiful, with that light catching the herringbone grass around him? Oh, that is absolutely stunning. So the reason you guys hear me click so many times is I shoot on a couple of different presets, so to give me gives me a few different options. Oh boy, he's going into a very thick area now. So while we try to follow him through this area, because we've got bad signal and it's very thick, we're going to cross over to Mark to see what he's got.
Copy. It seems to be a lot more elephant than I imagined. I mean, we've got a wall of elephant up ahead of us. It's literally a wall. There's got to be, I don't know, a dozen standing in the road. There's a lot of trumpeting going on. There was a young bull down in the bottom of this dip, and the females were sort of all facing him. I don't know if he's been trying something, and the cows have been getting a bit angry with him. It's also the kind of trumpeting and squealing that I would associate with some major event happening, and I don't know, I'm not going to preempt anything, but the standing around and this, it's going to be interesting to see what will come of it. There are probably even more elephant. See, now here, there's that cow turning her back with this young bull coming in. Let's see what happens if he comes back out onto the road. These cows are not too happy with him, I think. He's a youngster, he's not in must, and whether he's part of the family or not, I don't know. There's some very young ones. I can see a little one drinking right at the back. You can just see it underneath its mother. There we go. It's got a little kink in its tail. Very, very young ellie. And it could be that that's why they... Well, let's see what happens. He's sniffing her. He's testing her and that other young female. She's trying to block him. She's I think trying to distract him or something, or stop him from, but he is testing her urine. There's still quite a few elephant behind us, and I'd love to be able to get out onto the little open patch just near Chelapan to see what's going on, but we can't. It would take too long to get around there, and hopefully they're just going to keep moving south so we can get to see a little bit more of what's going on. It does open up a little bit as they get around the bend further up, and well, I'm going to follow them slowly. Follow me, I'm right behind you. Yeah. Oh, good. Come, little boy, move along. I want to see what's going on. I see quite a few of them having a dust bath further on. like there's also a very big, maybe a very big bull up ahead, and maybe that is one of the things that is causing a lot of excitement. Quite a big bull. Oh, maybe this big female that's also blocking our path at the moment. I think it's just a wall of elephants. Our legs can't really move much here. I think it's the same bull that was troubling them earlier. How are you, Lex?
Well,
It's fantastic activity.
been here the whole time. There's been a lot of noise from it.
I don't know if this bull is doing anything, but it's also that kind of noise when you think something's happening within the herd.
Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely causing some.
Okay.
Little one, tiny little one. Oh, all this dust bar activity. Let's go back to Brent with the leopard. Let's see, maybe now we can get out into the open a little bit. Okay, we're going to Brent. We're going back to Brent. See you shortly. We're going to see what's going on with these ellies shortly. Get a better idea. Good out.
Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we're still following Mr. Quarantine. He's taken us on quite a little wild ride. We're about to go on the next session of that. Legs going. Lexi's crossed south through the drainage. He's probably going to come out onto Weaver's Nest in about 5-6 minutes. He's posing nicely for us there. I don't know, those who've been watching quite a bit will notice leopards do that often. When they come across a fallen down branch in the bush, they will hold on.
There's the big mama. Tiny little ones. Two very little, three little ones. Very distinct female, this one with the that's closest to us, with a very big tear in her ear. I'm trying to see if there's anyone that I recognize, but I don't, other than that one little youngster with a floppy ear, and I haven't seen her again since we first saw them a little bit earlier. And here comes the bull again to cause trouble. He's walking around testing all the females, so I guess trying to find out any of them in estrus.
It's still a youngster. It's just got playing around. I think one of these females are going to get cross with him any minute. They keep turning their back on him, and I think it's a matter of sort of trying to tell him that they... And there he is with those little ones, confusing the poor children. I suppose turning their back so that he can test their urine scent, their estrus scent. But I think it's also turning their back to ignore him. There's a third or fourth little one coming in now. So I think what we have here is a number of family units that have come together. And even yet another calf. Whoa. Oh. Is it lit? Is it lit? Yeah. There's like
That little one, is it too cute?
There's a nice one where he's just underneath the other one, but there's a big branch in the way there. There he goes. One more, a little tiny one.
Go ahead, Brent. Most of them are at Telepan. Alright, yeah, copy that. So let's go back to Brent.
Welcome back, guys. And we're still with Mr. Q. I can still hear the elephants up ahead of us, but he's actively hunting along the edge of this drainage system. See, he stops, looks, listens, maybe looking for some bushbuck or nyala. He's listening to the elephants at the moment, and he's walking straight towards them. Not a good place. Watch out for the thorns there, right? As we come out into an open section, he's disappeared into the drainage. I've lost sight of him. Do you see him?
No.
Hang on 1 second. I'm just going to move forward a little bit. Guys, we're just going to link back to Mark. It might take us a while to find him in this thick stuff. But I will keep trying, don't worry. Unfortunately, I can't go down there. But over to Mark. Oh no, he's back out, don't worry. He's out in the open again. He's out in the open again. He just did a little loop. he's getting into a much nicer area for us to follow him now. Go ahead. I think he's actually, I think I've got your vehicle visual. He's moving almost into that sighting of the ellies now. I'm just to the north of you on the edge of the drainage. Got him there, bro. Just on the... So, looks like he's very much actively working this drainage line, looking for potential prey species. The way he loops in and out, he's stopping on high ground, looking down into the drainage line, being very attentive. He hasn't seen anything, so he's not stalking as such, but he's definitely hunting the way he's moving in and out of the thickets here. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, here he comes. So you can still hear those elephants behind us. I think those are the same elephants that Mark is sitting with. So we're actually very close to each other this morning. Oh, here's a beautiful leopard. Standing by. Sorry, go again. Copy, thanks very much. We've got looks like we've got quarantine Madora at Chelepan at the moment. Negative. Someone is following up in Buffelshoek. If I hear anything, I'll get hold of you on the Arcus channel. Try to loop in front of him again. How's our aerial under here? Here we go.
I ran. Well, I thought they were from Chelapan. I thought they were going down into the riverbed, so I tried to preempt it. And I don't think they are going down into the drainage line. So back to Chelapan. And the leopard is coming close to the elephants. Maybe we might end up riding around. But this whole herd of ellies looked like they were moving between Chelapan and the Milwaukee River, but maybe they didn't. See, I've lost about 30 elephants all of a sudden. Excuse me, Hornbull. Just all disappeared. No, there they are. They're all... I wonder if they can pick up the scent of that leopard. Doubt it. But once again, they're all bunched up together. So I can see where the other vehicles are just ahead. That must be where the leopard is. Wind isn't very consistent. At the moment it's coming from the southeast, so they can't smell anything. Still one ellie here. Nobody's been in the mud yet. Perhaps not hot enough. Just had news that there's a leopard being found near Arathusa Camp, on the entrance road to Arathusa Camp. Sounds like it's probably Tingana. Hello everybody. They all calmed down, they're all feeding again. There's a little bit of a commotion earlier. Still see a lot of dust flying, so there's probably still some dust bathing going on. More elephants, more elephants. This is a gathering of note. Sorry madam, I didn't see you behind the tree. Apologies. Profuse apologies. I don't know when last I was surrounded by elephant and had so many elephant in one place. That was a youngster trying to drink from its mother, and it was getting reprimanded because she doesn't want it to suckle. It's too old to be suckling anyway. Unfortunately, it's behind a tree for the camera, but I can try and move forward a little bit. Wall-to-wall elephant. I'm not going to see much of them. About a 5 or even 6-year-old, and now they sound like they're going down into the riverbed. Come, little boy, come and have a game. I'm getting dusted. A lot of that dust is blowing our way. Talcum powder. Hello, Diane. Diane writing in from Michigan. Why do we not recognize, as we guides, not recognize elephant herds the way we do lions and leopards? Diane, we do. Some of the herds we do. The big difference, the main reason for most of that is that elephants are wandering over hundreds and hundreds of square miles, whereas lion and leopard, I can't go any further. I've got ellies just behind this little bush here. We're gonna have to sit here for a sec, unless we go around again back into the riverbed. Come out, mama. And the population of elephants is another matter entirely. Hello, you got a little one. Very big car next to me with the baby. only we could see the interaction that's going on between the young female and that tiny little one just behind the rump of this other youngster. Just sneezed. So, Diane, there are thousands of elephants in the Kruger, and we probably have, I would say, oh gosh, I wouldn't even know how many, 50, 60, maybe even more family groups that come through Djuma. And while if we were living here permanently, we could probably keep databases of all of them. And I often take photographs of either the entire herd or specific individuals within a herd. I've got hundreds and hundreds of photographs from up in the Timbavati and at home, and photographs from the old days here at Djuma. And it's a matter of being able to put them into a database that there's a quick reference guide. But I think primarily we are a tiny postage stamp sized piece of ground within the greater Kruger that is millions of acres of thousands of elephants, and it's almost impossible to keep track of all the elephants that are likely to come through here. Not impossible, but it's just quite a daunting task. I mean, look at her. She's such a distinctive cow. She's not a youngster. She's quite small-bodied, but she's got that very distinctive tear in her ear. It's something she's going to live with for the rest of her life. Ears don't heal, or the holes and the tears don't heal. If anything, maybe they get a little bit more tatty over time. But she would be very, very distinctive in a herd, and so when we wouldn't have to recognize all of the members of a herd. You just have to see a herd with that ellie. But I have to be honest, I don't recall ever seeing this female with this torn ear in all the hundreds of elephants that I've seen in my life. There are herds that we do recognize. There are individuals that we recognize, believe it or not. I think that there are, as we sit and as we're watching them, there are more and more elephant joining up with this big gathering. This is a gathering of note. My hat again. Hello, madam. Hello, children. Wonder. 3 little ones. Oh, she's big too. She's a big lady, this one. And still coming, another big mama. Just elephants pouring out of the bush. And I'd say that is the end of this little group. They're all heading down into the riverbed. Let's follow them. Would have been nice to have been down there. Going to make sure that there's no one else here. Quite a steep slope that they've gone down. Crossing now. we'll do is we'll go round onto the road rather than trying to get up there where they are. Wow, this keeps getting better. Quite a strong wind starting to pick up from the south now, and of course there's the typical weather pattern that happens when we start a very, very clear day. There's a bit of cloud build-up. It was wonderful yesterday how it built up, and eventually there were thunderstorms around, but still no luck for us in terms of rainfall. We had a few drops. We could count the drops per square yard, per square meter. I would say it was probably about 120 drops per square meter. All heading up onto, looks like heading up onto Nyala Road South now. I don't know if the mud pans are still have any water in them. I think we'll just stop here for now. See which way they're going. They seem to be heading east. Kevin in Boston. Hello Kevin, nice to hear from you. Do elephant really hear sounds through their legs? The low rumbles that we hear? Not so much hearing sounds, Kevin. They hear very, very well with their ears. They do have very, very sensitive pads on their feet. Their muscles around their toes are extremely sensitive, and they can pick up vibrations. They can. It's more vibrations that they feel through their feet rather than sound. But I suppose, yes, you could say they do. It looks like they're heading east. We'll try and get ourselves into a spot where we'll see them again. Opens up a little bit. Trying to get an idea of how many elephants that we have around us, and I'm thinking must be maybe 40, 30, 40. There's 15 alone in this little patch. There's got to be another 15 at least. Still back on Vulture's Nest Road. Sunbent Love now heading east towards Nyala Road South. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I can now see 23, not counting babies. Wild horses couldn't drag me away right now. They might eventually end up at Buffelshoek Dam when it starts getting a bit warmer. That might be something of note. Right, let's go round the bend. I know I am round the bend already, but let's get the vehicle round the bend. I love this. Good morning, Sherry in Ohio. The trumpeting, does it come from the nose or the throat? Trumpeting is from the trunk, the nose. The rumbling is from the throat, from their vocal cords. Reverberated in sinuses in the forehead, as almost like an amplifier. Wow. Good morning, Lynn in Canada. Nice to hear from you. How old are some of the little ones that we're seeing? Well, let's have a look. Now that we're in a really special place to see almost all of them as they come out. Some of them are very young, some of them are a few months. There's some, maybe there's one I saw, a little hairy youngster that's probably only a few weeks, maybe a month or two. The little one that's with that female that we're looking at now, we can barely see it. It's drinking at the moment. I would say maybe just only a few months old. There he is standing right. Now we can hardly see it, but for the first year an elephant can walk right underneath its mother's legs. And there he goes, drinking now. If only we... Or maybe she'll move. They are coming out into shorter grasses, so we will get to see some better views. This is a young cow, I guess, with her child. A young, maybe 4 or 5 year old. She's pushing it. The youngsters will always try and feed where mom feeds. I mean, it's much like our children. And she's pushing it away. It's almost as though she's saying, go find your own grasses. Crowd me. But a very important thing that we're witnessing is that what she's doing, the little one is doing. So we're watching the learning process in action. Almost in sync. another big lady appearing with a tiny little baby. Hopefully she'll also come out into the open. Where to point the camera? I'm glad I'm not a cameraman. Go ahead, Brent. Nyala Road south, just east of the junction with vultures' nests on the short grass area with the Ndlov. Okay, copied. I can't really move at the moment, I'm surrounded by ellies. Okay, do you want me to come in the Milwaukee? Okay, copy. And Brent is his quarantine male is up a tree, and a beautiful sight, and we just can't seem to get vehicle. Windy. Oh, that's hard to choose. Brent wanting me to go over that way to see if we can't get to see. I guess we need to, but these children right next to me, and finally they're coming out into the open, and what to do. Alright, let's try. Maybe Brent will get a signal here with the ellies, we can swap around. I hate to leave.
Lying down.
Little ones are lying down now. I'm going to have a game too, maybe. Got some strange lumps on its nose. Oh, and then those two little... See, we've got so much around us right now. Two little ones interacting. These two and one little one lying down. I'm hoping that the other child will climb on top of it. Got a toy, got a stick. So that little one is only maybe a couple of months. These three, they're three little ones. The one on the left maybe getting on for about 8 months. These others only about 3-4 months, maybe 6 at the most. And I really can't move anyway, as much as I'd love to go and see that leopard. Elephants in front, elephants behind. Elephants to the left of me, elephants to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I was looking, one young elephant's got a few bumps on its nose, and I don't know what that is, unless they're little abscesses from maybe thorns that have, I'll try and look closer, and it's certainly not hindering. Pardon? Oh. Hello, Mrs. Ellie. Hello, pretty girl. You can reach out and touch her. And can't go anywhere if I wanted to. He's got an itch. That's a little one. That's only a couple of months. That's this little tufts of little brown hair all over it. Okay, I'm going to try and move forward a little bit. Oh, getting to be a bully. That's not nice. Just like human children, they can get a little bit rough. There are at least 4 of these very tiny ones. Oh. Sorry, one, the smallest of all, was running to catch up, and it tripped over its own trunk, did a nosedive. The other little Ellie is actually on that rubbing post that Scott was showing you how animals use the rubbing post. There's one baby elephant is at that rubbing post, scratching a little bit. Another one, running, falling, tripping, grazing its knee. I doubt whether it grazed its knee though. They've got stronger skin than us humans. truly amazing that we've been allowed to spend time with them like this. Five or six youngsters up there. Okay, sure, getting hot now. We need to remove a layer or two. They're moving up Nyala Road South. I'm pretty sure that as the day wears on and it starts getting warmer, they're going to be moving up towards Buffelshoek Dam. For now, I still can't go either way. This road is blocked both ways by elephants. Go again, Mikara. Okay. You can always come back to them. And general consensus by the sounds of things is staying with elephant. I think one person has said go to the leopard. Would if I could. With a herd of elephant both sides of us. I'm not forcing elephants off the road at the moment. You see how tiny it is now. That little one is about the youngest of all, Lynn. And only a couple of months, if that. That's behind us, what you're seeing now. Yet more, another one tripping over its trunk. Another 8 odd elephant or more coming in. Okay, well these ellies are not going anywhere, and I know everyone's saying stay with the elephant. They're moving a little bit forward north now, and we're not going to lose them. But I think what we're going to try is we'll try and get to Brent so that I can see where he is, and if Brent comes here with the elephants, we can always come back to him with the elephants. I know everybody is saying stay with the elephants. We are going to come back to the elephants. We're not very far away from them, but if there's a chance that we can just see if Brent, because I think he's also staying there so that other vehicles can come into, to see that leopard, and he, out of courtesy. So if I go there, Brent can come up this way maybe, and maybe he'll get signal from here. Maybe he's just in a bad area. Brent, come in. Okay, I've got a gap. I'm going to come back down that way now, and then maybe you can come out onto Nyala Road South. They seem to be heading up north on Nyala Road South now. Of course, if these two little boys were to let us pass. The families have all moved on, guys. Joe wants to know why elephant moves so much. Hi, Joe. I guess there are a number of reasons, Joe. One of the things is because they have such a varied diet, and the areas that they cover have different vegetation types. There's riparian vegetation along some of the permanent rivers that they get to, grassland, different compositions of trees that they will utilize at different times of the year. And I suppose for one thing, another thing really is that it alleviates pressure on an area. If elephants were to stay in an area, there'd probably be a little bit too much pressure on that area in terms of overutilization. Oh, we can only guess as humans why it is that they like to range over such, but maybe it's just because they're big animals. They don't have to have territories. They have vast ranges that they cover, home ranges that they cover. Because they can, I guess, to some extent. Hey, little boy. You're all getting left behind, you two. You all. All y'all. But this is how... That's that noise of Franklin getting disturbed. For whatever reason. I don't know if it was the elephant. It might have been something else. Redback shrike still around. Saw some bee eaters this morning accumulating on one dead marula tree near Gowrie Dam. And I guess they're collecting because they're getting ready to migrate. Brent, do you want me to come up towards Telepan from the Mawati? North in the Mawati. there he is. Yeah, I can see him. Did that quick. Oh, negative, not going to get up yet. Pardon? Yeah, I know, if we can just turn around. And you'll see why it was important to come here now, because it's rather remarkable. If we can just make sure that there are no grasses in the way. Okay, copied. Brent's going to go round to the ellies now and see if he can't get some signal there. But that was a tough call, and it was well worth just having a break from them and seeing if we can swap positions. It's almost like he's hugging it. These grasses are just too long. I could probably get up here.
You can try.
I can try. I don't know. Pretty steep. I might try to get it reverse up here. If that'll work. It's a little bit too steep. How's that looking? Good. Almost like he's hugging that trunk, that tree. Like it's about to, I don't know, like a rocket or a roller coaster or something. He's riding a tree. I don't think it was the drainage line.
There seems to be the top missing from the small area, so maybe you could, you guys are able to replace it with extra on the side. Well, as far as I know, there's one there. So which one you have in storage?
I wonder. Thanks, Georgia. 18 days of leopards. Well, I think this is beautiful. This really is. And I think he might get hot. The sun's starting to shine on his head, and I think maybe he'll have to climb down. So maybe we'll just wait for that to happen. It's not going to be long. It's just such a beautiful pose. We spend so much time with leopards walking and things. Very seldom do we get a leopard out in the open like this, lying on a tree. Truly unique. Give the elephants a bit of time to head north, and we'll get to them at Whiffleshoek Dam. Hopefully we'll see them at the water before the end of drive. Quite incredible to see the overall movement of these elephants. They've almost done a very big circle. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they're actually circling back and then might be going back to Gowrie Dam. They've got a choice where they are now. They were at Gowrie Dam. I saw their prints coming across almost outside our camp, heading south. Some of them were at Gowrie Dam. And then they headed south along Twin Dams Road, came to Chelapan and swung east, and now they've swung north again. I wonder if he's watching something. Ears are constant, and he's sort of focusing on something, maybe at Franklin, maybe not. He's contemplating the heat on the back of his head. You're getting hot. You want to stand up and stretch. Here we go, here we go. Stretch and yawn. And getting more comfortable. Is that full zoom? I can zoom in with my camera. If I could only hold it still enough. And the grasses weren't grass keeps blowing in front of the lens. Interesting question, Doug, from Connecticut. With leopards, and with leopard cubs, would there be a runt of the litter? I think in anything where there is a litter, Doug, I think that in any number of animals there's always going to be a little one that might start off disadvantaged and then might get dominated by its siblings to the point of not getting a chance at the teat, or not getting a chance at food, and so not developing as well. I think it's possible. Certainly seen it with lion. So I think he's going to come down. I think I'm just going to leave him be, let him go where he wants to go, and not bother him anymore, unless he comes down into the riverbed. But I wanted to see if we can catch up with the ellies again, since Brent, something's wrong with the antenna on Wendy, quite clearly. And it looks like he's, I didn't see, don't know whether he lay down or he's walking towards Chelapan. Magnificent big dead leadwood. The base of it has got to be, I don't know, what's that, 1.5 meters, maybe more wide, 5 feet wide. So it's a leadwood that probably lived for a couple of thousand years. For a leadwood to get that big is quite a feat. Right, I can't get up there anyway, and I'm not gonna. He might even come down into this drainage line. Pardon?
Behind.
This one?
Yeah.
So you think he might come onto this, the trunk of this buffalo thorn?
Let's stay behind. It's coming down, Go back. Go forward.
Oh, there he is. It's going through to Chelapan. Alright, let's leave him be. Go and find these ellies. We are not going to see him any better than we just have seen him. And I should probably follow him and find out where he's going to sleep for the day. It could be under a wattle. I think you can see why I wanted to get there. Brent was saying that it was an unmissable moment. He was quite right. Climbing abilities of this vehicle are unbelievable sometimes. Does the long leopard tail help them maintain balance? Question from Anna, I think. Yes, indeed. In fact, it's quite a thick tail, not quite prehensile, but it is a very thick tail, and it does most certainly aid in balance in trees. I suppose in contrast to the tail of a cheetah, which is specially shaped so that it helps a cheetah change direction and almost like a rudder at high speed. Kind of flattened a little bit, and if you ever see slow motion of cheetah on a chase, you'll see how their tail whips from side to side as they're running and trying to change direction with their prey changing direction. still here. They haven't even moved much. Mark your go. Negative, he left him. I've just left him now. I lost visual of him just behind Chelapan. He might actually come out at Chelapan. Yeah, I'm back with Ndlov on Nyala Road South. Oops, there were vehicles coming to that leopard, but I couldn't keep up with him. These are the two boys that were fighting, sparring, playing. Two of the boys that are at the back of the herd. I'm going to excuse myself. I think this is the bull actually that was causing all the trouble earlier. So they are lagging behind. See where the hello children, we're back again. Hello madam, look at those lovely thin, almost toothpick tusks. I don't recall even seeing her this morning. Very straight, almost forest elephant like tusks. Scratch the ear. Okay, let's begin. I want to go forward to the bulk of the herd. This is the back of the herd. They're all spread out now, browsing in this vegetation, quite thick. Along a different riverbed now. This is the riverbed that comes down from Buffelshoek Dam. If Buffelshoek Dam were to overflow, this is the riverbed that would get the water. So I guess we can find a place to just stop here for now. Once again, surrounded by ellies. I think it was done. Hey little boy. Talking about seventh heaven. Just leave me here all day.